Welcome to my bold and beautiful Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Will Ridge's Italian heartbreak push him to propose to Taylor as Brooke moves on with Nick? The bold and the beautiful reveal: Ridge may want Brooke back too late as Nick Marone returns in June, leading to a dramatic Italy trip where Brooke moves on and Ridge faces heartbreak. Will Taylor become his consolation prize? Ridge's Italian nightmare. Too late for love as Brooke moves on with Nick. Ridge's pursuit of Brooke might lead to heartbreak under the Italian sun. Has there ever been a more frustrating back and forth than the endless merry-go-round of Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan? Just when you think you've seen it all, B&B is about to throw us one heck of a curveball that could finally put this decades-long saga to rest, at least for now. Brooke's desperate pleas fall on deaf ears. Poor Brooke. She's been practically begging Ridge to reunite, making heartfelt plea after heartfelt plea. But Mr. High and Mighty Forrester? He's not budging. He's all about honoring his commitment to Taylor Hayes these days. But let's be real here, how many times have we seen this movie before? Ridge claims he's committed to Taylor, but history tells us that's about as permanent as a temporary tattoo. The man has been waffling between these two women since before some of us were born. One minute he's all destiny with Brooke, the next he's rushing back to Taylor's waiting arms. Nick Marone returns to shake things up. Here's where things get juicy. Nick Marone is sailing back into the picture this June, and he's got his sights set on rekindling things with Brooke. Talk about perfect timing. Remember when Nick and Brooke were scorching up our screens? They had chemistry that could melt steel. Now he's returning at the exact moment when Brooke is vulnerable and feeling rejected. A recipe for romance if I've ever seen one. Italian drama on the horizon. The real fireworks are set to explode during a breathtaking location shoot in Italy. Ridge, Brooke, Nick and Eric Forrester will all be heading to Naples and Capri for some episodes airing in July. Picture it. Stunning Mediterranean backdrops, romantic Italian evenings, and a massive serving of drama. By then, Ridge might finally wake up and realize what he's been pushing away all this time. With Eric playing matchmaker, Ridge could find himself chasing after Brooke for another dramatic reunion. But what if he's too late? Too little, too late? Imagine Ridge's face when he finally decides to pursue Brooke, only to find her locked in a passionate embrace with Nick. Sources suggest they might get caught making out during this Italian getaway, sending Ridge back to Los Angeles with a shattered heart. Poor Taylor. She might end up as the consolation prize in this messy situation. If Ridge senses he's losing Brooke for good, he might double down with Taylor, possibly even proposing to prove his commitment. But how genuine can that be when part of his heart still belongs to Brooke? Jealousy becomes Ridge's worst enemy. We all know Ridge and his green-eyed monster. The closer Nick and Brooke get, the more it's going to drive him absolutely crazy. Even if he tries to convince himself he's happy with Taylor, seeing his Logan with another man, especially Nick, will be more than his ego can bear. This jealousy could end up being the ticking time bomb that blows up everything. Because let's face it, when has Ridge Forrester ever been able to handle seeing Brooke with someone else? What's next for the Forrester-Logan saga? Italy could be the turning point we've been waiting for. Will Brooke finally move on with Nick after years of Ridge's waffling? Will Taylor realize she deserves better than being second choice? Or will Ridge somehow manage to win back Brooke's heart despite it all? One thing's for certain: the gorgeous Italian backdrop of Naples and Capri will serve as the stage for some game-changing moments. This isn't just another chapter in the Ridge-Brooke-Taylor saga. It could be the beginning of a whole new story. The real question remains. After all these years of push and pull, are you Team Brooke and Ridge, Team Brooke and Nick? Or are you just ready for everyone to move on already? Brooke's rotten day takes shocking turn. Sulk Fest comes to screeching halt. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Brooke Logan's rotten day will take a shocking turn, so her Sulk Fest will come to a screeching halt. Some surprising developments will shake things up. So let's discuss how everything will go down during the week of May 19th to 23rd. For starters, Brooke and Taylor Hayes have another round of feuding coming up. Ridge Forrester will naturally be at the center of the conflict since Brooke still feels like he belongs with her instead of Taylor. Of course, Taylor will defend Ridge's commitment to her and argue that Brooke's the one who can't let their former romance go. Since Brooke went to great lengths to get Ridge back with that showstopper stunt, Taylor will once again rant about that. Brooke may do some ranting as well since Taylor inadvertently locked them in the vault and almost ruined the fashion show. Despite Taylor's anger over Brooke's efforts to win Ridge back, she may argue that nothing is going to work. Taylor wants to believe her future with Ridge is locked in this time around, so she'll try to convince Brooke of that too. Brooke won't enjoy facing off with Taylor and listening to her gloat. This showdown will lead to Brooke having a pretty rotten day, but something could turn it around soon enough. B&B spoilers say a shocker is headed Brooke's way. One that'll pull her out of the sulk fest she'll be having. Brooke will be wallowing in her own pity, but then something will happen to shift her perspective. There's a good chance this will involve Hope Logan's return to Forrester Creations after she reaches a peaceful agreement with Steffy Forrester. Steffy will give Hope the green light to make a triumphant Forrester comeback. So it sounds like she'll announce the revival of Hope for the future soon enough. Brooke will be pleasantly surprised by that news. And it looks like she'll be overjoyed once Hope reunites with Carter Walton too. Although Brooke will be tickled pink over Hope's life heading back in the right direction, she may speak with Hope privately and sense that something's wrong. Hope doesn't like to keep secrets from her mother. So will she ultimately tell Brooke the truth about Liam Spencer's inoperable brain mass? Steffy told Taylor what Liam's facing, so it may be Hope's turn to open up to her own mom. If Brooke gets updates on Liam's looming grim fate, that could affect her perspective about her own life as well. Brooke might feel like life's too short to spend it arguing with Taylor and pining for Ridge when he keeps rejecting her. Daphne sees an opening, makes her move. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, May 19, 2025 tease Daphne going for it with Carter, but will he go for it with her? Liam needs Hope happy. Poor Carter Walton thinks he's been a fool. He was so sure that Hope Logan was the one for him. She even told him that he was her sunshine and she just needed some time and space. When Carter went to Brooke Logan's house to talk to Hope again, he never expected to hear her telling Liam Spencer that she didn't want Carter and only wanted to be with Liam. Now Carter has Daphne Rose in his apartment, and she is ready and willing to make all of his pain go away. She once again tells him that Hope isn't the woman for him, and his future is right there in the room. Carter is a weak man and is primed to succumb to Daphne's advances. What he doesn't realize is that he is about to ruin his relationship with Hope for good. It's like Carter took lessons from Ridge Forrester and Liam about jumping to conclusions and doing stupid things. Read this, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Liam's heroic sacrifice for Steffy. A shocking farewell? Hope and Steffy make up. There's a miracle in Los Angeles as Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Hope make amends. The two women realize that life is too short, and their years of petty differences mean nothing now. Liam is dying, and that has to take priority as they are determined to be there for him, forming a united front. They will be there for their little girls and give Liam the best days of his life as it comes to a close. Will Steffy take things one step further and offer to give Hope her job and her line back? That could certainly make a difference in Hope's life, and Carter's life too. Maybe it will even prompt Hope to forgive Carter. However, she is soon going to learn there is more to forgive him for than she ever imagined. On Carter. Hope leans on Carter as she reveals Liam's condition. The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Hope Logan may end up telling Carter Walton about Liam Spencer's condition. Liam has pleaded with Hope to reunite with Carter, because she is meant to be with him. However, Hope has no idea that Carter heard her tell Liam that she loves him. Will Hope tell Carter the truth? Hope Logan has broken Carter Walton's heart. Hope has no idea that Carter was outside the door when she was talking to Liam about his impending death. All Carter knows is that Hope has declared her love for Liam, and she plans to be with him in the future. Carter has no idea that the future could be a matter of days, not the years that he expects it to be. Carter has gone home and has confided in Daphne Rose. Daphne is offering to comfort Carter by getting him into bed. Will Carter fall into Daphne's trap, or will he hold out for an explanation from Hope? Is Carter really ready to walk away and abandon Hope even though he loves her? Daphne Rose has her sights set on Carter Walton. Daphne has been trying for weeks to get Carter to give up on Hope and walk away. Daphne has fallen for Carter. But has Carter fallen under Daphne's spell after hearing Hope's confession? Will Carter stop himself from making another rash decision and jumping into another woman's bed right away? Carter could walk away from Daphne because he is obviously going to hurt her in the end. Can Carter keep his head long enough to realize that something else is going on? Will Hope get to Carter before he makes the mistake that will end their relationship? Does Carter really believe that Hope has been using him all along? Hope Logan opens up to Carter Walton. Liam is insisting that Hope go to Carter and tell him how she feels. Liam will end up going to the hospital to talk to John Finnegan, and will urge Hope to pay Carter a visit while he is away. Carter is certainly going to be confused when Hope tells him she wants to work things out. Hope may be forced to explain to Carter that Liam is dying, and she wants to see him through before they can be together. Will Carter understand and give Hope the time she needs to allow her daughter to spend with her father? In the glimmering golden haze of an Italian summer, where the Mediterranean breeze carries both romance and regret, Ridge Forrester stands on the edge of heartbreak, perhaps one of the most significant in his storied, tangled past, and all because for once, he waited too long. For decades, fans of the bold and the beautiful have watched the carousel of Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor turn endlessly, a cycle of passion, betrayal, loyalty, and longing so familiar it's practically tradition. But now that carousel may finally be coming to a jarring stop as Ridge is poised to lose Brooke not to scandal, misunderstanding, or manipulation but to someone who might genuinely love her without hesitation or waffling, the long-absent and ever-compelling Nick Marone. Ridge's Italian heartbreak begins not with a slap or a confrontation, but with the slow unraveling of everything he thought he had secured. For months Brooke had put her heart on the line, throwing herself into one last desperate bid to reclaim the love of her life. She humbled herself with honest declarations, orchestrated grand gestures, even endured being locked in a vault during a fashion show fiasco only to be stonewalled by Ridge, who insisted his future was with Taylor. Taylor, radiant in her confident belief that Ridge was finally hers for good, clung to the fantasy that the wounds of the past had been healed and that destiny, this time, favored her. But destiny, it seems, is fickle in Tuscany. As Ridge smugly wrapped himself in the comfort of Taylor's loyalty and the Forrester legacy, Brooke's heart broke quietly, until fate blew in like a sea wind in the form of Nick Marone. His return in June is no mere cameo, it's a seismic shift in the B&B landscape. Rugged, roguish, and filled with a weathered charm, Nick returns not just to LA, but directly into Brooke's life at the precise moment her resolve is cracking and her loneliness is raw. Their past is steeped in passion, and while time has dulled none of their chemistry, it's the emotional timing that makes Nick's arrival potent. Brooke has spent too many years chasing Ridge's love, only to be told over and over again that she's too late, too complicated, or simply not the right choice. But Nick? Nick sees her. Nick chooses her. And with Ridge unavailable and uninterested, or so she believes, Brooke's walls begin to lower. The spark rekindles. And soon Ridge begins to notice. Cue the stunning vistas of Naples and Capri, where B&B has planned a breathtaking shoot to stage the most emotionally charged episodes of the year. With the Forrester patriarch Eric pulling strings in the background, perhaps hoping to nudge Ridge and Brooke back together for one last romantic hurrah, it seems inevitable that the simmering tensions among Ridge, Brooke, Taylor, and Nick will reach a boil beneath the Italian sun. But while Ridge may think he can reclaim Brooke with one smoldering look or a whispered Logan, he's about to be blindsided. Because this time Brooke has already moved on. Ridge arrives just in time to witness the unthinkable. Brooke and Nick, laughing, dancing, maybe even caught in a kiss that ignites old flames and confirms new beginnings. Ridge's world shatters in an instant. The man who thought he could always come back, who assumed Brooke would always be there waiting, suddenly finds himself on the outside, looking in. And it doesn't help that Taylor, watching this unfold, begins to question the authenticity of Ridge's so-called commitment. Ridge's jealousy, that eternal beast, awakens. Suddenly he isn't so sure about his future with Taylor. He begins to spiral. The idea that Brooke, his destiny, his Logan, might finally be done with him? That's not something Ridge can accept. And so, in true Ridge fashion, he does the one thing he knows how to do when his ego is bruised. He doubles down. Heartbroken, stunned, and determined not to lose someone, Ridge starts looking at Taylor not with eyes of love but of desperation. If he can't have Brooke, maybe he can at least secure Taylor, make a grand gesture, propose, lock down some version of happiness before he's left truly alone. But Taylor is no fool. While she may dream of a life with Ridge, she can feel the shift in his energy. She knows she's not the first choice, and that kind of love, the kind offered when someone else is off the market, isn't real. Taylor must wrestle with her own dignity as Ridge drops to one knee under a Capri moon and proposes, Hoping to bury his heartbreak in the arms of the woman, he turned to when Brooke refused to wait any longer. Will Taylor say yes out of long-standing affection and hope that time will heal the wound? Or will she walk away, tired of being the backup plan? Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, the drama intensifies on multiple fronts. Brooke's mood, which had reached an all-time low after her latest vault-locked face-off with Taylor, gets jolted by a series of emotional shocks. First, she learns that Hope is returning to Forrester Creations and reviving hope for the future, thanks to a surprising truce with Steffi. The announcement injects Brooke's life with a fresh sense of purpose, especially when it's revealed that Hope and Carter may be rekindling their flame. But that budding hope is dashed when Brooke overhears or is told by Hope herself that there's more to the story. Liam's terminal diagnosis, his inoperable brain mass, is quietly revealed to Brooke, a revelation that punches the breath from her lungs. Suddenly, all the romantic rivalry and career aspirations fall away in the face of looming mortality. Brooke begins to reevaluate everything. Her war with Taylor, her lifelong fixation on Ridge, and whether chasing destiny is worth losing precious time. As she watches her daughter rally around Liam, forming a fragile alliance with Steffi to give him peace in his final days, Brooke sees the strength in letting go of past grudges. And maybe, just maybe, she realizes that true love isn't about who you fight for, it's about who fights for you. Hope, meanwhile, finds herself caught in a painful emotional limbo. She loves Liam deeply, but not with the same passion that once burned between them. Carter had become her safe harbor, her sunshine, and her potential future. But her decision to prioritize Liam in his dying days sends a mixed message that shatters Carter's heart. In classic B&B fashion, Carter, who has made a career out of choosing the wrong women at the wrong time, jumps to conclusions when he overhears Hope telling Liam she only wants him. He retreats, wounded, right into the arms of Daphne Rose, who's been circling him like a hawk, ready to pounce. Daphne sees her chance and makes her move, offering Carter comfort and seduction. Whether Carter gives in remains to be seen, but any misstep now could ruin his chances with Hope permanently. What he doesn't yet know is that Hope plans to come clean, to tell him the truth about Liam's condition, and how her emotional support doesn't negate her feelings for Carter. But will she get there in time?